5 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Carr now to throw. That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this. But you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit.
They've got his man complete. He's to the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Jamison Williams. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Shotgun now for Carr. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Throwing now is Carr. Again, that's Hurst. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw, it's Carr. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Carr to throw again. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. Second down and 6 now from the 42. Chase, the motion man right. The final shot here before half for Carr. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. So we have reached halftime here. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Ravens offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Jamison Williams with now 3 week 1 touchdowns. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air. And that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
To throw his Carr. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Carr going to throw. Short throw underneath to Hurst. Short completion, just 4 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. Moving inside the 20. But such a costly interception. Nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Now back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Mitchell diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're almost in a no-win situation down here near the goal line. You know how dangerous Jalen Hurts is when he holds on to it. You've got to be prepared to stay with him. So when he hands it off, if you're slow in reacting, this is going to be the result.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. KC's offense ready to take over. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Eckler now between the tackles. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
What now?
Now a toss, running left, Eckler. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Brought down back at the 38-yard line.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Carr.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Now the ball comes loose. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And they're down to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They run over center with Mitchell. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Once again, it's Mitchell. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it is 42-0. So that drive goes 8 plays and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now Carr. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. While you forced turnovers, you didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep. So for the Ravens, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat.